Hey guys, welcome back. BDC Gar here, and we're back with a really exciting video. We finally have a new working method for resetting the challenge. For those of you who haven't reset the challenge before, the idea is to do the parts of the challenge that you can finish as many times as you want. Do them over and over again for rewards.
Big shout out to YouTube user Ko Oliveira, who shared this with us, and we've been testing this for the last few days and have had success with it.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So basically, challenge reset, instead of being limited to 3 times completing the challenge, standard, expert, and nightmare, you can reset at any time, which means you can finish nightmare and start at standard, or just finish standard and keep playing standard over and over again, or even just finishing a fraction of a single leg of the challenge, getting like a ladder reward or 2 and restarting. You can restart any time.
So you get to keep all the rewards you accumulated, and it's the best place to farm credits, even better than bonus battle 6. Just you don't get the XP. It's a great way to get multiple copies of the challenge character and fully promote it, or sell off extra copies for credits.
Yeah, an important point, this is for Android only. If you're on iOS, there is nothing stopping you from watching this and potentially using the principles to try it out on your device, but we don't have an iOS device to test this out for ourselves on iOS, so we'd have no way of confirming or helping anybody.
Right.
And another reason why it might not work for iOS, but we can't be sure, is that it relies entirely on the fact that the Google Play Cloud Save keeps everything except for challenge progress. So the iOS save wouldn't necessarily be that similar. So as you can see, we've already completed standard difficulty and have some progress on the challenge at expert difficulty that will be reset. So the first step here is to back up your data, and this part is a little different from before. If you've got a third-party app for backing it up, use it. We like Helium, but we've also been using Titanium lately. Titanium requires rooting and Helium does not, and this will back it up locally just to make sure that you have the data even if something goes wrong.
So the other backup is going to fight an MP online to back up to the server. And this part, what you're seeing now, is a critical new step that we never needed to do before. You need to back up your Google Play Cloud Save. You go to the gear symbol in the top left corner like we just did. Click on this, the Google Play. Choose an account for Injustice, which we've obscured for privacy reasons. And that forces an update of the Google Play Cloud Save.
Yeah. So there we go.
Now we close Injustice. Swipe it out of your list. And you need to go to the app info for Injustice. And depending on your version of Android, it will look different, but you get onto this page.
And we can just press and hold and go straight to app info from here.
And you will need to clear app data. And for us, it's under storage.
Yeah, and so you can definitely access this from storage and then going navigating through your apps and then going to Injustice. But for us, because we have a different launcher, we can go straight to it from the app itself.
And this is why we went to the trouble of saving everything, because we don't want to lose our progress in case anything goes wrong.
Yeah, so we didn't show backing up with Helium here, but we did it before we started filming.
So now we reopen Injustice, and this is the other new step and insight that we need to thank Ko Oliveira again for. It's in the first few seconds that the game connects with Google Play and downloads the cloud save. So by the time it reaches the loading screen, it's already done that. So it's got the cloud save on board. All right, so there we go. Now we turn off our internet connection. We're on Wi-Fi only, so we just turn off Wi-Fi. If you're using data, you'll also need to turn off data by going into airplane mode.
And now we're going to wait for it to finish loading normally.
All right.
So it's really exciting to have a challenge reset back.
Well, to me, it was the most critical and important glitch. You didn't get through it fast, but you could play as much as you needed to, and you could get a lot farther than the way the game sort of limits you, right?
Yeah, it was only for people who actually liked the game and who actually wanted to play, and it still felt fair enough because you still had to put the time in to do it, but it really helps out, and now it's back. Finally. So there we go. We've got it loaded in now. This last little home stretch.
Alright, so now that the game is loading, we're going to look for the Google Play cloud icon in the top right corner. If you disconnected from the internet too early, you won't see it. So there's a cloud icon.
Yeah, there we go.
Click on it. Let's get rid of that screen. Click on it. And the scary thing is that it doesn't tell you when it last updated. It only tells you it was created, which was 9 months ago. So we'll click confirm for everything, and then we'll get our progress back. So even though we're offline right now, the Google Cloud Save was already pulled before we disconnected, and we can still restore it. And look, you can see the credit total is the exact same, so we're at the same point.
Yeah, so that's how you can tell that it's not an older save.
Right. Now, there's no challenge, so we need to connect back to the internet to bring it back.
There we go.
And you don't even need to get that message with the challenge expired, but it doesn't hurt to be reminded.
Yeah.
So we need to get back onto the internet, so that means reconnecting on Wi-Fi.
Which we will do now. And we're doing this stuff all live, so if it's a little bit slow, it's just because we want to make sure that like people can actually follow along with this video in essentially one-to-one time.
So we toggle into different parts of the games to trigger the challenge showing up again, and there's the challenge back, and you can see that our challenge progress is all gone. We're back to standard, and all the fights that we finished in expert are gone too. So hold on.
We'll open that up.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, but we're not done yet, right? Because there's, like the best info commercials. Wait, there's more.
Billy Mays here.
Yeah, because there's still a WBID server save that still has our challenge progress and could revert the changes we just made now.
Yeah.
So before we log back into our account, we're going to do something to update our on-device local progress.
Now, what you can do is finish an offline fight if you don't want to pay, but for the purposes of this demonstration, just to make it a little faster, we're going to buy something, a bronze pack, just because it's the cheapest thing.
Yeah, now we go back online, and we'll need to log in again, and we're going to obscure our account login credentials because, we're not entirely stupid.
Yeah.
And then when we go back to the challenge, to confirm we're online. All right, we're online. Challenge credit total has not changed.
Credit total.
Sorry, credit total has not changed. And we go back to the challenge, and it will still be at step 0.
So there we go.
Above standard. Okay, and that is that.
Yeah, that's the full challenge reset. So we're going to talk about some of the questions that we know we're going to get, or at least we're likely going to get, just in case, for anybody who either hasn't done it before or people who might end up having trouble.
All right, so will this get me banned?
It's very unlikely. We've been resetting the challenge literally hundreds of times, and it hasn't triggered an account suspension before, and we haven't had any credible reports of anybody else getting one either.
All right, but the one thing to keep in mind, though, is this is a new method, so theoretically it's a possible risk if you're worried, just don't do it. Mm-hmm. But for us, the improved credit farming and the chance to fully promote a challenge character makes this worth the relatively small risk.
Another question that we'll get frequently often, how come it won't work?
All right, so the problem with this kind of question is that people who ask it aren't all doing the same thing, whether it's right or wrong. So if you're looking for troubleshooting help, you need to be very specific about what steps you're doing, the order that you're doing them in, and at which point what you're seeing on your device is different than what you're seeing in our video.
Yeah, so even though this is a new method and we'll need to wait and see in the comments where people are specifically having problems, we've got a few educated guesses based off of previous experience troubleshooting glitches about where some likely steps for people messing up are.
I think the first obvious one, because it's a new step, is that a lot of people will disconnect from the internet at the wrong time so that Google Play doesn't have a chance to load the cloud save. And so the important thing is you need to disconnect from the internet before you install your cloud save, but you've got to do it after Google Play has downloaded it when you start Injustice.
Mm-hmm. And it also seems likely that a bunch of people will forget to force the device progress to update before reconnecting to their WBID account and essentially revert the changes by themselves.
Right, because you got to remember, there's a WBID save that has all your challenge progress. So when the progress on your device is different from the server, one is going to rewrite the other one. Mm-hmm. And the way you make it your device progress, you force your device to overwrite the server progress by doing something, like we said earlier, whether it's completing a fight offline or buying something in the store. So that way, the challenge progress on your device that we've gone through all the trouble of changing prioritizes over the server.
Yeah, so there we go. That is the challenge reset for Injustice 2.15 and hopefully future editions too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Komoda. Nice.